Well, hello, Performance Marketer Nation. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the 5 types of segmentation. See, a lot of people, when they are setting up their surveys, just start asking questions, and there's no rhyme or reason. And it's a big mistake that people make. And I want to talk to you guys in more detail on how you can reverse engineer surveys and quizzes and assessments out in the marketplace so you can get a good idea of what they're doing and then how you can structure your own surveys. So let's dive in. Okay, so like I said, there are 5 types of ways that you can segment your survey. But let me just tell you that it's super important that you ask questions that you're going to take the answers and use it in some way when you ask that question. If you're going to ask a question where you're not going to use that specific question and answer, then take it out, because you're going to have a higher chance for someone to drop off and stop answering questions and leave. So you want to have enough questions to get information from somebody that will now give you a picture of what's going on in their life, in their situation, what challenges they're having. But you don't want to overwhelm somebody. Certainly not in the front end if you're driving traffic to a cold lead. There's different ways that you would create your hooks, and that's going to be for another day. But for now, you can look at it as simple as this. If you're driving traffic to your survey and it's cold traffic, they don't know anything about you. They don't know who you are. They don't know what you do. They don't know about your products or services. So you want to use more of a curiosity type of survey so that you can get them in and give them something that they want. Versus if it's to someone who's a warm audience, and warm by they know you, they've signed up for some of your stuff, they've read some of your content or listened or heard, and maybe they watched you. They know you. They know what you're about. Well, in that case, then you might be able to dive into something where you mention more of what your value is and what your solution is. Those people, they may not have bought from you, but they know you. And your hot audience are your buyers, people that have already purchased from you. So they get it. They know who you are. So again, you can position your survey that way. So I want to just get into now the 5 types, and I'll explain to you how we do it here with our SurveyDetective platform, where we're structuring this in a way where you have your segments, and then that's tied to our bank, our question bank, that allows you now to build a survey the right way, and we're ultimately helping you through the entire process. So let's dive in here. So number 1, the first way is called the demographic segmentation. Demographic segmentation. What does that mean? Demographic segmentation is asking about who are you. They want to know. There's questions like, what's your age? What's your gender? What's your household income? Your education level? Where are you at in your life? Your lifestyle's here. Where are you today? It's all about the who. These questions are about who are you. Now, if you're not going towards a consumer, but you want to understand something about a business, then that's called number 2, Firmographic segmentation. And again, that is about the who, but it's all based off of B2B. So types of things, types of characteristics on how you would segment with Firmographic would be around what's your gross annual income? What is your monthly income? How many employees do you have? Where are you at in the market today? What kind of market share does your company have? What is your stage of your business? Are you just getting started? Do you have some clients, but you're trying to grow and you're struggling to do so, or are you in whale mode? Right. So demographic and firmographic are ultimately the same thing, but it's all around who are you talking to, the person or the business. So those are the first two. The third way that you can segment is around geographic segmentation. And what is that? Well, I'm sure you guys already know that, but it is the where. What location do you live in? What state do you live in? Do you live in the United States or outside the United States? What continent? Or you could ask a question such as, what climate do you live in? Right? Travel companies, hotel companies might want to know those things to be able to segment their target markets by where they live, what the location is. If you are a local business, you might want to segment your data based on if you can service them, right? If you're a dentist and you're generating a lead and you live in New York and you get a lead from somebody in Texas, it's highly unlikely that that person in Texas is going to take a trip to you in New York to get their teeth cleaned. Make sense? Yeah, I thought so. All right, so number 4 way to segment your data would be around your psychographic segmentation. What does that mean? Well, that's all around what do they think? What's their opinion? What kind of attitude do they have? What are their beliefs about a certain situation or a certain thing, right? What are they, social class, lifestyle do they live? What kind of movies do they like? It's all around them thinking about stuff. It's their culture. And this is pretty big because it helps with trying to understand reasons that they also make decisions. So when you overlay that with the next one, which I'll tell you in a second, you can learn things around like, are they the type of person that would purchase something based on if their friend did it, or if they did some sort of conformity, or what type of motivation they have to purchase something. But so psychographic is all around what you think. And number 5 is behavioral segmentation. And that is all around what do they do? What do they do? How do they behave? How do they use your product? Are they loyal to your specific product or service? What type of engagement level do they have with the product? What's their customer satisfaction? What's the status? Like, what's the buyer journey stage that they're in? What type of purchasing behaviors do they have? What are the benefits for B2C or B2B, right? An example of behavioral segmentation would be YouTube or Netflix, right? When you log into Netflix, they're recommending different types of movies and shows that you should watch based on your past behaviors. YouTube showing you different types of videos based on what you're watching now, what you're doing, how you're acting within their platform. That's all around the behavioral segmentation. And we use these 5 types of segmentations to build out our surveys where we're trying to learn something, when we're trying to go into a new market, or we're trying to sell a new product, or if we're going into communicating with an existing market, or we're selling an existing product and we want to understand and get feedback from the market or the consumers on who's using our product, on whether they like it or don't like it, right? Well, ultimately what we're doing is we create frameworks around all of those scenarios using these 5 types of segmentation. And then what happens is we have like our sub-segmentation where it's all based off of the type of business or the type of survey that you're engaging with, right? So what I mean by that is, like, for behavioral segmentation, like I described earlier, the sub-segmentation would be learning about their purchasing behavior, or learning about customer satisfaction, versus for your market demographic segmentation, it might be the sub-segmentation is you want to know their age or their gender. And there's specific questions you want to ask for each, because this is all going to tell a story to you, so that it allows you now to group these people by the characteristics that you're learning. And then you now have different target markets that give you the ability to create perception. They give you the ability to position your business towards each of those characteristics so that it's customized for each of them. Yes, as I always say, the core offer will remain the same, but everybody's not the same. Everybody gets sold differently, and you need to understand them. And then when you do, this gives you the ability to now customize messaging to each of your target markets, so that you're making these people, these prospects, feel like you took the time to understand them. And when you take the time to understand them, you relate with them, and then they're much more likely to buy from you because you've proven to them that you get it, that you've been there, you get it, and this is why your solution is here, because you were where they were once before. And that's all done through segmentation. So that's the 5 types of segmentation, guys. Hope this was helpful for you. If you liked it and you thought that this might be good for someone else, then forward it along to them. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, subscribe and share. If you're listening to this on the podcast, subscribe. And there'll be more good stuff coming around, because we're talking surveys, baby. SurveyDetective is the platform that is ours, and it's being built, and we're going to be launching it soon. We're using it right now, our 1.0 version, with the founding members of our performance marketer group, and I'm having a lot of fun with them, showing them all the different ways that they can use different types of segmentation to now take on whatever market or product that is of interest to them. And soon enough, when we start getting some results, I'll start sharing that with you guys. But in the meantime, just stay connected with me. And if you have any issues, reach out. Love to help you. Love to answer some questions about this if you ever thought about it. But so in any event, I hope this was helpful. 5 types of segmentation. Now you know it. So now you can use it to your advantage in your marketing. And that's a wrap. So be well, guys, and I will speak to you soon. I'm out.